Yeah, let's start with the Guardian newspaper here today. Unstable forex rate and inflation. More pain for households. Firms as price gouging unsettles economy. That is the big lead on the front page here this morning. It's all about the economy, getting it right or wrong. So they've got images of key persons there who should be doing something about all of this. Yeah, you can see customs there as well. Many always wonder why, if FG increases the revenue for customs, and customs makes more money by taxing the people a lot more, meaning government makes more money and the people are impoverished. So you wonder, what kind of policy is that then? Is it a people-friendly policy? You'll guess me as good as anybody else's. And then they also have several stories there, but that is for the Guardian at the moment.
Well, let's take a look at the Abuja Inquirer for you, and they have this: tough times. Federal government, governor tell Nigerians to pray, fast.
I assume they're doing the same.
Don't let me say what's on my mind, Chamberlain. I mean, I know it's the fasting season, but by all means, can they stop reiterating this? Yes, it's the Lenten season for Christians, and it's also Ramadan, I think, also almost here for Muslims, if not here already. So, but do they have to say this all of the time? I mean, government's work is to work. It is the job of religious people to pray and fast. But this is what we're saying on the front page right now. Federal government governor tell Nigerians to pray fast. Problems inherited. That's according to the secretary to the government of the Federation. And look at this warning. AFDB warns of social unrest. That's the lead story on the front page of the Abuja Inquirer.
Interestingly, some people are already giving a clapback where they're saying, how about the fasting that Nigerians have been fasting all the while? Well, the details are on the inside pages of that paper. This Nigerian newspaper is perhaps saying something related, perhaps different. Look at it. Give us this day our daily bread. That's something you usually say when you fast and pray. But look at the riders. Bakers, consumers lament high costs. Price of average loaf hit 1,200 naira. Will shut down production soon due to rising rate of bakery inputs. That's according to the Bakers Union. The details you'll find on page 4, among other stories today.
The front page of Blueprints: bandits kill 12, burn 17 houses in Kaduna community. I know you may say yet again. So, and then the writer: kidnap 9 women in Zamfara. Plateau APC spokesman killed. Governor Sani saddened by renewed attacks. Lagbaja charges troops on diligence commitments. That's Blueprint.
Well, you can't ignore the front page of Business Day this morning. Take a look at what it's saying. Petrol subsidy nears 1 trillion naira monthly, surpasses pre-Tinubu levels. So that's the story on the front page of Business Day for you.
The Nigerian Observer leads with this one. FX crisis opens opportunity for export, local fabrication. That's according to industrialists. Exactly what does that mean? The details are on the front page, continues on page 2. And the rider, as weak naira takes toll on companies' operations. Well, something to definitely take a look at. That's the lead story of the Nigerian Observer today.
Edo 2024 on the front page of News Direct. Confusion tears APC apart as 3 aspirants lay claim to governorship ticket. So there you go again. I'm not sure anyone is surprised at some of these things, the way they turn out. But this is the headache of the APC at the moment.
What a big headache they have. What a massive headache they have in Edo State. Well, take a look at what you find on the front page of this is New Telegraph now. New Telegraph it is. Tinubu's reform agenda turning millions to beggars. That's according to Catholic bishops. You see a number of writers there. As Atiku says, President lacks ideas to fix economy. Hardship can lead to social unrest in Nigeria, Ethiopia, Angola, Kenya. That's according to the AFDB. So the warning wasn't just issued for Nigeria alone. It was issued for a number of other African countries that have taken away petrol subsidies, just to qualify why we're all in the same group. We'll overcome current challenges. Federal government tells PDP governors. President won't resign, minister says. That's the lead story on the front page of New York Telegraph. James?
Yeah, so I think that if you take a look at the front page of the Guardian at the moment, where they talk about more pain for household firms as price gouging unsettles economy. And it's such that it's, sometimes no words to actually describe how these things are playing themselves out. Because yes, they even tell you when you get to the markets and they tell you this is the price at the moment.
Yeah.
So if you step out and come back, chances are that the price will go higher. And of course, the natural thing many will wonder is, look, so what is the basis for all of these things? How do they happen almost, in fact, I think reckless abandon is the word. Every week you get into a certain place to purchase an item is gone up. So all of these people who they listed here, from the customs to the CBN governor to Minister of Agri, Minister of Budget and Planning, Minister of Finance, Coordinating Minister of the Economy, led by the president, they all have got to perhaps come up a lot more, because right now, whatever plan that they have there, many in some cases have no idea, such that they could even have the kind of hope or the impression that they know what they're doing and they've got this. So people don't get that sense in the first instance. So they have to have that before they can then say, okay, it's not all doom and gloom. But if, for instance, you see customs where you hear they increase the revenue target for customs, customs don't manufacture anything. They go in and tax people, businesses. If some people say, how much is it even to even clear a container? Is it 17 or 21 million? No matter what is in it, that cannot be good for any economy, because if government is seen to be making more money and the people are not making more money, what kind of policy? It tells you that's a direct result of your policy in terms of it is a bad policy. Government agencies like customs cannot be making more money and firms are struggling, businesses are closing, salaries are not being paid. It's definitely not good. That should not be the case. And so for the CBN and all the others here, they definitely have got to do a lot more.
I'm even wondering whether, I think that somehow the editor of The Guardian might have been a bit, or maybe the person who wrote the headlines might have been lost for words. Because you see, gouging is usually used in a very negative sense, in the sense that you see one price here, when you go to pay for it, it is a different price. And that's supposed to be something but when the economy is such that that is what it is, such that you cannot even, nothing is stable. FX, which a number of people rely upon, to import or to bring in basic products, is going up hourly, almost hourly. Can we really still use that same term, gouging? Just a few days ago, on Friday, we heard that the FCCPC shut down the supermarkets here in Abuja. You should read the sentiment online about how people felt, because people even think that, and this is not me making any promo for the supermarket, that it is one of the supermarkets that you get the cheapest prices. So when you find the FCCPC shutting down such a supermarket, people are saying, are you really, facing the reality of what exactly is going on? I mean, by evening of that same day, thankfully, the supermarket was opened again. But it doesn't look like sometimes government is in tandem or in reality what businesses are going through to be able to survive and to be able to make some profit in this season. That's not to say that the FCCPC shouldn't do its work, but at the same time they have to do it in a manner that looks like it's fair, it's transparent, and it really takes both customers and also the businesses into account. I'm looking at another story that stands out for me this morning, and this is, can you really ignore what's happening on the front page of This Nigeria? I mean, give us this day our daily bread, but perhaps I want to take a look at that. I would like to take a look at Business Day. Petrol subsidy nears 1 trillion naira monthly, surpasses pre-Tinubu levels, or pre-Tinubu levels. We need clarity on this. I'm glad that, the next segment at 10 o'clock will be taking, a more detailed look at this. But in the meantime, we need somebody to actually tell us what exactly is going on. We understand that the landing price of petrol now is 1,200. I mean, no one can actually ask that petrol be sold at 1,200 at this point. But if indeed subsidy is back, don't the people have a right to know what exactly is happening? We need clarity. There needs to be transparency. There needs to be honesty. There needs to be communication. Things don't have to go south first before we now begin to talk about it. Ayo.
Well, at some point, if you recall, the group managing director of the NNPC had denied that subsidy has returned to the petroleum space. Well, so as you said, I agree completely, we need clarity. So if subsidy is back again, I ask that question, how come there is more money for the federal government and states to share? Exactly, Malpe, we do need clarity. My trip this morning is to the front page of the Nigerian Observer. At the bottom of the page is that story that everyone has talked about, Malpe. You've also mentioned it on the front page of another paper. Rising cost may lead to unrest in Nigeria. Others. It's at the bottom of the page, on the front page of the Nigerian Observer this morning. And it is definitely something to give attention to. Remember the Arab Springs? Remember the fact that it was such a thing as, prices just escalating, in ways that people cannot even understand, that led to some of these unrests, rising cost of living, difficulty in people being able to really understand exactly what is going on here. Well, Mark, you talked about price gouging, I think the meaning could be attributed to the North American meaning given to it. The second meaning, an Oxford dictionary that says price gouging is the overcharge of, overpricing and overcharge of goods and services. That is what that means. And so definitely something to give attention to. I hope that the federal government is listening. I hope someone is paying attention. And I hope someone has a communication plan, because without talking to the people, we cannot survive this particular situation we are finding ourselves. And we have to be very, very attentive to the needs of the people. But that's the Nigerian Observer this morning, and that wraps up a look at some of the papers today. We're back in a moment to begin to take on the issues. Please stay with us.